So now you are in college. You are finally an adult. You can't wait to make your own decisions and experience a whole new world. Your parents have dropped you off, they give you their farewells, and you finally have the dorm room and life to yourself. All sorts of thoughts go through your mind. But as the week presses on, you start to realize how alone you are. This may seem like a bad situation to be in. However, it's quite common. The reality is that although you are happy to start your adult life, when you go to college, you have to leave your family and friends. Everything that was familiar to you is now completely unfamiliar. You start to change, and so do your family and friends. This may even lead to you growing apart. This is when you need to recognize that God has not changed, and He's been right there with you the entire time. He's just waiting for you to seek Him. In the Bible, many people experience loneliness. So let's take a look at who they are. Abraham was told by God to leave the land of his father and go to a new place. God planned on making Abraham into a great nation, the nation from which the Messiah would come. David was the king of Israel, and he even experienced loneliness. He had many enemies from conquered nations, and even his own son turned against him. The prophet Jeremiah was told by God not to get married. This was because the people of the land at that time were only headed for destruction. Instead, he was chosen to proclaim prophetic messages to the Israelite nation on behalf of God. Jesus was betrayed by someone who supposedly was his friend, Judas. After the betrayal, the guards came to arrest Jesus, and all of his other disciples deserted him too. After Jesus was nailed to the cross, he looked up to the heaven and asked, "God, why have you forsaken me?" Even the Son of God experienced the feeling of loneliness. So what's the answer to loneliness in college? And does that mean you have to remain lonely? First, you need to connect with God. Read the Bible daily, and not just a few verses. Read a few chapters to learn the history of God's relationship with man. Talk to God daily and ask Him what His plans are for you in this next journey of your life. How can you have a relationship with Him? Secondly, it's okay to ask God for friends, but ask God to lead you to the right friends in which you can fellowship and grow in your faith. Ones that will not distract you from your purpose. In college, there are many ways to get connected. Reach out and be a part of social organizations, volunteer groups, and Christian fellowship of some kind. Be very sure that you honor God in all of these social gatherings. Finally, remember that God will never leave you nor forsake you.